Welcome to Thank God It's Monday. I'm your host, Eric Twiggs. Joining me is Ted Fells, and we are the Digital Dudes. And today I want to talk to you about the secret to finding fulfillment. And so, Ted, several years ago, I competed in the Toastmasters International Speech Competitions.
Mm,
This was like an annual event, and it was set up in an interesting way because your platform would increase at each level, right? So you start at the club level, you may be talking to 25 people, talking in front of 25 people. If you win the contest at that level, it goes to the area, and then it goes to the region, and then by the time you get to the district, you could be talking in front of 500 people.
mm,
And then if you made it to the international level, you could be talking to thousands of people in the audience. So your platform became elevated at each level.
mm,
And I had this frustration. That I kept getting to the district level and then I would lose. Something would happen. I'm talking in front of this elevated platform of 500 people and I would lose the competition. And me being the type A personality that I am, I would get frustrated and it would literally ruin my whole weekend. And I'd get upset. And I remember talking to a mentor of mine who had won the entire contest. He made it to the international level and won. And he said something that didn't make sense to me. It sounded weird at the time. He said, "Look, here's the secret. Don't focus on winning the contest. Focus on impacting the lives of the people who are in the audience."
mm,
And what you'll find is that when your focus is on them and on impacting their life, as a byproduct, you'll win these contests. You'll win more of these competitions. You have to take the focus and put it on them. That didn't make sense to me at the time. I'm so competitive. I'm not wired that way naturally, Ted. I have to confess. But here is what I learned from that. And it has everything to do with the secret to finding fulfillment. Here's the big takeaway. Here it is. God gives you an elevated platform for the purpose of elevating others.
mm,
I think I need to say that again for the people in the back. God gives you an elevated platform for the purpose of elevating others. And if you have this focus on elevating others, you really start to have an impact. And that's the true secret to finding fulfillment. And that's one of the reasons I don't dread Mondays, right?
mm,
I see Monday as an opportunity to elevate others by what we're doing right now through my coaching sessions with entrepreneurs. I get an opportunity to elevate them. I get an opportunity to help them. I get an opportunity to leave them better than I found them.
mm.
And if you go into whatever you do with that mindset of how can I elevate others, even if you're selling, how can I leave my customer better than I found them? You'll find yourself shouting, "Thank God it's Monday." Ted, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man. I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. Your success is not just based on hitting that one particular thing. It's being impactful, right? So if you're elevating others, you're being impactful. And so the example that you used and speaking, I guess as you're in these competitions, but if you leave them, those listeners, you know, informed and wanting more, then you made an impact. You won.
Exactly.
You won. That's what it's really all about. And if you really think about it, even from that example, you're not really doing that just to win competitions. You're doing that to be a great public speaker.
Yes.
So if that makes you being more impactful in your speaking engagements, that's what you want. You're going to be helping others. People are going to come out, want to hear you. They're going to share with other people. Who cares if you win a trophy, right? It's not even about that, right? So, I even think in my business, and it's always about, man, trying to hit this number, trying to hit this number. But if the focus is put on trying to wow your customers, right? If you focus on wowing your customers, focus on being an impactful leader to your team, then the numbers are going to come.
Yes.
The numbers are gonna come, and you just keep focusing on that every day, and then you'll when you don't win the trophy, if you don't make that number, then you feel like you were a failure. But if you really think about, hey, I'm satisfying my customers, the 1 or 100 customers that I have, you're being successful. If you're satisfying, you're being a great leader, whether it's one employee or 1,000, right? Then you're making the impact. So I definitely think that that's a great point, a great way to look at it. Uh, not just on Monday, but any day. But let's start today because it's Monday. Thank God it's Monday.
Since today's Monday, we might as
You
well
might as well
start
start. You might as well
today.
start today. That's great.
That's very well said, Ted. I mean, I think it really boils down to your intentions, right? And I
Hmm.
think people pick up on your intentions. If
Yeah.
you're speaking in front of an audience, and to this day, this stays with me, right? If I'm speaking in front of an audience and my goal is to sell them my book, that's all I want to do. I want them to buy my book. That's going to come across, right? As opposed to if my true intention is helping them and impacting their lives, they're going to buy a book as a natural byproduct because they see that as a solution to their problem. So really, I think it boils down to your intention, whether you're dealing with your team, whether you're dealing with your customers, whether you're your clients. So really set your intention on fulfillment and leaving them better than you found them, and you can't go wrong. You almost have to treat it like it's a service project. Today is a service project. When have you ever felt bad after at a service project?
That's right.
Never. Never. Speaking of service projects, so later today at 6 p.m. Eastern on the 30-minute hour podcast, we'll be talking with Ken Stearns. And coincidentally enough, it's going to be all about shifting from success to significance.
Mm.
So Ken was this successful life insurance guy for years and years and years and gave it all up to start a podcast where he's traveling around the world, around the country in a van interviewing these interesting people. So he's made that shift from success to significance. We'll talk about how you can do the same. Make sure you join us this evening 6 p.m. Eastern on the 30-minute hour podcast. That is our time for
Man,
today.
amazing way to start the week, Eric. I mean, that was really good. Really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Secret to finding fulfillment. And again, don't forget to join us tonight to learn how to shift from success to significance. That's our
absolutely.
time. Until next time, have a great one.
Have a great one.